I'm going on now with this commentary on the Threefold Lotus Sutra, and we're on page 2 where I say, when we read in the Sutra of Innumerable Meanings that the Bodhisattva Mahasattvas are saints of the law body, it means that they have sacrificed all their own personal desires for the sake of following the commands that come to them from the law body of the Buddha. In doing so, they obtain and manifest various wonderful virtues. Because they are skillful in meditation, the Bodhisattva Mahasattvas are able to obtain the great wisdom of non-duality, which leads to the emancipation from all illusion. So, again, the Bodhisattvas are the beings that follow the path of the Buddha. They are the Buddhas to be. They make the great sacrifice. They make the great vows to forego their own attainment of enlightenment for the sake of helping all the suffering beings. And in the context of Buddhism, relative to Christianity, again, these would be referred to, no doubt, as saints. And what I'm saying here is that they, in effect, are emanations from the law body, remembering again the three bodies of Buddha, the law body or Dharmakaya being the ultimate body that can be characterized with no words or concepts. And these bodhisattvas emanate, and in a sense, I think of them as cosmic bodhisattvas in that, they're not actual people. If they were an actual person, that would be more the form body or the Nirmanakaya of the Buddha. But again, keeping in mind that these three bodies are really one body. But these saints, these bodhisattva mahasattvas, these great beings are skillful in meditation. And what do they accomplish in a sense through meditation? Is that they accomplish the wisdom of non-duality. And non-duality is the way that mystics within all religious traditions really can be characterized insofar as their experience is concerned. Duality is the idea of there being a separation between you and me, between me and the universe, and that is basically an illusion. And it's through meditation that we can get in touch with prajna or sunyata or emptiness, knowing then at a very deep experiential level that this experience of being separate, this idea that I am a separate ego or personality, is empty of true meaning relative to fundamental reality, which is characterized more by a sense of profound and mystical interconnectedness. So these bodhisattva mahasattvas, and again, mahasattva means great being. These are the ones I think of as the cosmic bodhisattvas. The sambhogakayas, the bliss bodies, the ones that we can think of as occupying the spiritual realm. That these mahasattvas, who are saints of the law body, are skillful in meditation, and they're able to obtain the great wisdom or prajna of non-duality, which leads to emancipation from all illusion, the illusion of ego, the illusion of a separate person. They then understand the processes by which they can help others to become emancipated. Because of their freedom from passion and illusion, the minds of the bodhisattva mahasattvas are not filled with unnecessary thoughts. Again, thoughts are by definition dualistic, and so thoughts are what get in the way of experiencing or seeing, quote unquote, the true fundamental reality. But on the other hand, if the bodhisattva mahasattvas or the bodhisattvas, us as ones who try to follow a bodhisattva path, which I did at one time, if we're to be helping other beings, we have to get back into the realm of thoughts, back into the realm of separate persons, and to work at understanding the problems that people are having and try to help them sort out those problems. But the minds of the bodhisattva mahasattvas are not filled with unnecessary thoughts. Their minds are tranquil and peaceful as they contemplate Amida and sing the praises of his happy land throughout many hundreds of thousands of years. Now, that's my take on it. It says in the larger Sugavadi Sutra, when Dharmakaya is making his vows, that one of the vows is that I think that he would not become a Buddha unless all the Buddhas in the universe praised his name. Why? because reliance upon Amida Buddha is the easy path. And in the Buddha's compassion, he wants there to be an easy path. And so by virtue of these Bodhisattva Mahasattvas contemplating Amida and singing the praises of Amida and of his land, that helps then ordinary sentient beings to be aware of Amida, to be aware of the potential gift that is available through his grace, through him basically saving them or embracing them through the power of his vow, which can counteract any history of negative or evil behavior that a person may have engaged in prior to his entrusting in Amida, and even any behavior that occurs subsequent to that momentous event. The stage of spiritual development that these Bodhisattva Mahasattvas have reached is not fully comprehensible by us ordinary beings. Why? Because comprehension implies thinking. Thinking is dualistic, so that is not a modality which can be used to understand what these Bodhisattva Mahasattvas are doing. This Sutra of Innumerable Meanings, like any sutra, like any verbal or concept-based teaching, is what the Zen folk would call the finger pointing at the moon. That's all we can do in terms of anything that's conceptual or verbal. And while it's not fully comprehensible for us ordinary living beings, we can only glimpse their perspective on reality and existence. We will, however, obtain this same level when we are reborn in Amida's pure land. Then we will be able to teach the law in the same manner as Buddhas. We will be able to assist beings in freeing themselves from ignorance so that they can experience peace of mind. Once the beings are no longer constantly suffering, we will be able to explain the workings of cause and effect. And eventually we can draw them into the supreme Mahayana teaching of universal salvation so that they too can take up the cause of helping all to enter the Buddha way. So again, the beings are saved through entrustment in Amida. They're reborn in his land of bliss. At that point, they understand the great teachings within Buddhism of the Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Path, the 12-fold chain of causation, and also the great Mahayana teachings of prajna, or wisdom, of compassion, or karuna. When we are reborn, we will thus experience Amida's infinite light of wisdom, and we will be able to tactfully teach the great vehicle, as do Bodhisattva Mahasattvas. I'm going to reread that section, and it may be that that's as far as I got on this commentary, and I may need to shift to another draft or another version to go on with some of these thoughts. But reading again without interruption this segment that I've included in this particular video, I'll indicate thus. When we read the Sutra of Innumerable Meanings that the Bodhisattva Mahasattvas are saints of the law body, it means that they have sacrificed all their own personal desires for the sake of following the commands that come to them from the law body of the Buddha. In doing so, they obtain and manifest various wonderful virtues. Because they are skillful in meditation, the Bodhisattva Mahasattvas are able to obtain the great wisdom of non-duality, which leads to emancipation from all illusion. They then understand the processes by which they can help others become emancipated. Because of their freedom from passion and illusion, the minds of the Bodhisattva Mahasattvas are not filled with unnecessary thoughts. Their minds are tranquil and peaceful as they contemplate Amida and sing the praises of his happy land throughout many hundreds of thousands of years. The stage of spiritual development that these Bodhisattva Mahasattvas have reached is not fully comprehensible by us ordinary living beings. We can only glimpse their perspective on reality and existence. We will, however, obtain this same level when we are reborn in Amida's pure land. Then we will be able to teach the law in the same manner as Buddhas. We will be able to assist beings in freeing themselves from ignorance so that they can experience peace of mind. Once the beings are no longer constantly suffering, we will be able to explain the workings of cause and effect. And eventually, we can draw them into the supreme Mahayana teaching of universal salvation so that they too can take up the cause of helping all to enter the Buddha way. When we are reborn, we will thus experience Amida's infinite light of wisdom, and we will be able to tactfully teach the great vehicle, as do Bodhisattva Mahasattvas. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu.